All right, guys, we are back live for another episode of Muscle Discord every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Back with my man, Phil Jamaican Tank Playhard, man. Welcome back.
Yes, sir.
It's good to be back live. All right, we had a little setback there, but we're back. So we won't get into the details. Just know that we are back live. And, people try to take us down, but we're back. Okay, we're good. We're good. So lots to talk about, even though this is kind of like the dead season of bodybuilding a little bit. It kind of gets a bit slower, although there are some shows left before the end of November. But we'll get into that. But I wanted to jump in quick first on the Giles situation. And I kind of broke this yesterday along with Louis Marco. He posted about it as well. That we saw this video come out on social media about Martin coming up to some person holding a phone, and Martin was like, "You want to talk shit to me? Talk shit to my face next time," or something like that. I'll play the video. You guys probably seen it. And I was like, "Man, who was that?" And then we figured out it was Giles. So I'll just play the clip here, quick, Phil, and then we'll get your thoughts and my thoughts on this, and then we'll go from there. So let me share my screen here. Let me get this prepped up so everyone has full context of what took place here. All right, here we go. Share screen. Zoom in for you guys. Get the. All right, let me get the volume here. I hope that doesn't come here.
Next time you want to talk shit about me, do it to my face.
There you go. That was under 30 seconds. That should be okay. So, he says, next time you want to talk shit about to me, say it to my face. And then here's Giles' response to this. He came clean today. This today. This is all happening today. This is why I'm talking about it. Let's play this clip here.
Naively, I was honestly hoping for an apology, because to me that is not cool. And that's why I sent it. The only reason I sent it to different people in the industry, like judges, officials, people I knew that I could trust to not say anything or leak it, is because I wanted their advice. And I said, guys, what does this mean? What does this mean now that I'm doing commentary, I'm giving my take, I'm giving my opinion. What does this mean now if we say something an athlete doesn't like? Does this mean now it's a free for all? Because like Samson and Martin both kind of coming at me. It was kind of intimidating. And another thing is it sparked up my heart arrhythmia as well. Like I've got to pay £200 now for an appointment with a bloody cardiologist, because it's getting my breathing going now just talking about it.
Yeah, I'll play the music again. So that was what happened. That's what took place. Now, you saw this already, Phil. So give us your thoughts on, seeing a pro athlete attack a person of the media. Giles has been doing this for 25 years, commentating shows, doing all the emceeing for shows. He's been there, done that. He does the tour with Ronnie Coleman, Andrew Jack. He's part of the industry. So, and Martin attacked Giles. So what is your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, when I first saw it,
yeah,
I mean, it's just outright disrespectful. Even if it was just a random person in the crowd, or if he was trying to make a statement to somebody other than because he's being recorded, it's unprofessional. When I found out it was Giles, I mean, that changed a lot with me, because the fact that, listen, Giles is a very good man. I mean, he's been through some health situations and stuff like that, but in general, we're all voicing our opinions on podcasts. You know what I'm saying? So Martin is young. You know what I mean? He deleted me because of me basically saying he wasn't going to place the same placing in the Olympias last year, which he came in phenomenal. He did a great job, but he didn't place in the same place as the last year. So he deleted me for my comment. I've known Martin for a while when he was on HD, and he's just very young and immature. Sadly to say, I just have to say that a lot of the young bodybuilders are very immature. Some of them can't handle criticism. They can't handle being spoke. I don't want to say down on, but if you don't agree with everybody else that's tooting their horn, making them feel great, then they have an issue. But the IFBB should do something about it. If it's a fine, if it's, I can't really say suspend them. It's not that dramatic for suspension. I believe they probably spoke to him, which I hope that did happen. But as a professional athlete in any sport, any other sport, he would definitely get a consequence. He will get a fine and suspended. If it was basketball, football, any sport, legitimate sport, he would suffer the consequence. It's just, like I said, totally unprofessional. Then putting his hands on Giles' phone. That's as him putting his hands on Giles in general. So I believe something should be done other than just making a phone call. Apparently, by what Giles is saying, I don't think much of anything got done. I don't think he really got any answers. Besides, we'll talk to him. I'm pretty sure that's what he got. But yeah, it's totally disrespectful. Regardless if it was Giles or anybody else, it's totally disrespectful. And what I do not like is when a younger individual approach someone of elder stature. Not saying Giles is old, but this man is mature. Like, I respect my elders. I mean, unless they're straight up disrespect me, like Bob Cicarella. But other than that, I would never put my hands on nor, do that in general. So yeah, I just find it very unprofessional. It's very unprofessional, very childish, very disrespectful. And I think Giles is owed an apology, but I believe Norman Martin is just not going to happen.
Yeah, and so after this, you want to attack. What are people saying? I'm saying is I'm making a reach by saying it was an attack. I mean, he hit his phone, so I guess it's an attack or whatever. However you want to fucking label it, I don't know. He touched his phone and aggressively talking towards Giles, right? So it is what it is. He did it, right? Does not make excuses. So after that happened, they went to the after party after the show. Giles is at the promoter's house. So they go to the house. Giles is there. Martin's there. So Giles is like, you know what? Let's talk. He wants to engage with Martin and see what there can be to squash this. So they went to the house. They were getting drinks. They were at the table. Martin sees Giles. Not a word. Nothing. I don't know if Martin got cold feet. Seemed to be a tough guy when he's out there at the show, yelling at his camera, hitting his camera. But at the house, Martin has nothing to say to Giles, and Giles was fully ready to speak to Martin. So did Martin kind of pussy out there? Did he kind of get chicken feet? I don't know what it is. Why didn't you talk to Giles, Martin? You had a lot to say in his face at the show, but then when you're at the house, Giles is ready to talk to you and squash this. Nothing, not a word. Totally ignore him. So I just find that a little weird that Martin has this big talk when he's around in a public area like that, trying to make a big scene, but then when he's at the house, has nothing to say to Giles. So Giles wanted to squash this. He didn't want this to be public. He mentioned that he sent it to a few people. Someone leaked it. Got out 2 weeks later. This is weeks ago too. This is not brand new. And that's what happened. So I think Martin does, should give Giles an apology, right? Or say something. You're a professional. You're supposed to be a professional athlete here in the pro league. You got to act like it. You can't act out like that, Martin. And obviously Martin's got thin skin. He's blocked Phil. He's blocked me. He's blocked Giles. He's blocked so many people. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you are in a sport, if you want to call it, where you are judged. That's how we figure out who's going to win these things. It's not based off your own performance in a sense that you're playing a basketball game or hockey and you got to shoot a puck into the goal and it's like based on what you do. No, this is like judgmental, right? So that's what you're in, Martin. If you can't handle that, man, then maybe you're not in the right sport. The fact that you got that upset because Giles had cbum beating you last year at the Prague Pro, that's why you're getting this upset to hit a man's iPhone. It's just he is. He's young. I guess he's kind of immature and not mentally matured enough to know that's not what you do in a professional sport, is to treat the media like that, who simply is giving an opinion. And I get it too. I get a lot of backlash for just analyzing these guys. I'm not personally attacking these guys. Like Giles is saying, I don't personally attack them. I just criticize their physiques or constructively criticize their physiques. Say they'd have to be in better condition or that guy looked better than this guy, whatever. But we have these people, even the fans are like, oh, you're so negative or this and that. I'm like, we're not being negative. We're just critiquing their physiques. What are we supposed to do? just say they look 100% perfect and there's no things they need to work on? I don't get it. So, Giles is going through it. I'm going through it. We all go through it. I'm not the only one, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, this is what we do. We analyze your physiques. So I don't know. I just wanted to chime in on that. I think Martin's got thin skin. He's blocking all these people, and you got to toughen up, brother. Toughen up. Get used to it. You're rising up in the pro league. You're gonna have more eyes on you now. You should be. That's when people are talking about you. That's a good or bad, doesn't matter. Good or bad, it doesn't matter as long as they're talking about you. If they're not talking about you, then you're not doing anything right. You're forgettable. So we'll leave it there. Now we had the Romania Pro show, and I haven't really talked to you about this much, about your thoughts on Andrew and how everything happened there at the show. So I'll share my screen here. We're going to go in to some video here. I'll just go to the one that shows the comparison between the two of them. I'll share that and get Clayhar's. I think it's this one. TP. What is it? Let me search this. Oh, okay, I can't find it. But let me just do this. Oh, there it is. It just came up. There it is. We're going to do a quick analysis on this. There it is. Let me turn the volume off. Okay. All right. Because I got a little bit of backlash on this one. So, but we'll get into that in a second. As I set that up, and we'll watch this. Okay. So, first off, we all knew Andrew was going to win the show. Okay. That's not even in question. First off, Phil, what's your general thoughts on how Andrew looked at this show? Again, context. Obviously, he did the Olympia 4.5 weeks ago, whatever it was, a month ago. Okay, so Andrew Jack had a month to prepare for the show, and my expectation was that they were going to come in better condition than they did at the Olympia, just to continue to push it, improve the conditioning, because that's been Andrew's Achilles heel, is his conditioning, not necessarily his size. So when I saw him, I was like, okay, he looks great. But I just expected better conditioning overall. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, who knows? We're going to get into that. But what's your thoughts on Andrew's conditioning? Is it better than the Olympia? Is he just fuller? Like, what are you seeing when you see Andrew here?
Well, first I want to address the show situation. I mean, when Samson did a lot of shows last year, nobody really complained. Because I believe that as a professional athlete, if you choose to do, more than one show, it's great. Now, I gotta give Andrew Jack the respect because he works a full-time job. So he said he picks shows around his work.
Yeah.
I don't believe, and this is just me voicing my opinion, that Andrew is scared to compete against anybody. Prague just was not. Yeah, Prague just was not on the radar for his work schedule. This is what I believe, that he chose not to do it. Now, he has a new sponsor. His sponsor is there. So we don't know if it was, something that was already planned on doing this show, because the sponsor was there. And I think they got an event they're going to be doing there as well in a week or so. And that's why he did it. Also, he could have did it for his fans. Also, he could have also did it because you got to look at the Olympia. Yes, his Olympia conditioning was better, but Andrew was not as full and dense as he is now. So if you're looking at, is he better than the Olympia? My personal opinion, yes, he was. Because if he would have pushed conditioning even more, now we're talking, it coming in the realms of, I hate to use Samson as an example, but no disrespect, he don't need to come in the same or somewhat thinner by pushing conditioning, because I think, honestly, this gentleman here that he went against, if that was the case, it would have been really close on him possibly not winning the show if that was the state that he would have came in. Let me push conditioning more. I think that they're using this show because you got to look at it. He did the Olympia, and then now he did this show. Now we have the Arnold. These are little test runs playing with the density and size with not as much conditioning, and then try to figure it out going into the Arnold Classic. So I can understand the game plan if I'm thinking like a coach. You know what I mean? Hey, let's do this. This is how we looked at the Olympia. Yes, Olympia, he had really good conditioning, but yet they're saying he needed more conditioning, which I think he was remarkable in the Olympia. For his size and height, per square inch going across, he looked great. Now what they needed to do was, if he had this fullness with as close, if not the same conditioning in the Olympia, I think it would have been a good call that he would have won the Olympia, right? So I think personally, my personal opinion, that he did come in better, may not has been as crisp, but I think the overall package that he brought for his amazing flow and shape of his body, his lats just look really freakish from the front, doing a front double bicep. His back was thick. Yes, he was not as conditioned, but I don't think that was the game plan they were planning into the show. Once again, this is just my opinion, the show was not that tough to the point where he should have pushed it anything more than what he needed to do to win this show.
Okay, and this is why we have Phil on the show, because he can, and we don't always agree on everything, but he can give another perspective than what I'm bringing and why I'm saying what I'm saying, because he makes a good point. He's like, well, does Andrew even have to push it that far? But what I was questioning was, people were saying this was his all-time best conditioning. This is the best. Even on Ron Harris today. Oh, he was way more conditioned than he was at the Olympia. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Was he? Was he really more conditioned? Did you look at the photos? Right? That's all I said. I didn't say this wasn't his best time or look or whatever. It was more so, and I even said in the YouTube video I made on this that he looked tighter from the front. But it was just the back that I was expecting. You know, if you're going to diet for 4 more weeks, maybe you're a little bit more crisp. But I didn't see that. He wasn't as crisp from the back. He was more fuller. So they sacrificed a little bit of conditioning for the fullness. And it varies on athletes. Sometimes you're a little tighter from the front than you're the back. So that's how it worked with Andrew. And so that's all I was saying. And I was just wondering, like, okay, why this particular show? Because there was no one in it, right? It's 4 long weeks after the Olympia, when the Prague Pro was right there. He could have battled with Samson and Martin. But he for whatever reason, he did the Romania Pro. Awesome. I even said kudos for Andrew for doing more shows and competing again. I said it in the YouTube video. Not everyone saw that. They just saw the Instagram clip I posted. So I got the backlash on Instagram there. So I just want to bring full context as to what I was honing in on specifically about his conditioning. And you can see it. You can see it from the Olympia to the Romania. He was not as full at the Olympia, as you can see, but the conditioning it's there. He's tighter at the Olympia. And I honestly prefer the Olympia look, because he's bringing that level of conditioning that it's hard to get as an athlete, especially as a big man, right? And you can bring the fullness like Samson does, but then you lack a little bit of that crisp conditioning, which is what the judges want Samson to do. So if now Andrew is following footsteps of Samson, where he's coming in a little fuller, bigger, maybe denser looking, if you want to call it, he's going to give up a little bit of that conditioning. And who's he up against? Derek Lunsford and Hadi Shupat. That's who he's got to take out. Those guys come in shredded, at least Derek from the back. And Hadi all over the fucking body, he's shredded. So they got to be careful, try to push this fullness thing where he could have won the Olympia this year based on this conditioning. You can see it. And this is why I get fucking pissed off at people, because they're like, oh man, you know what you're talking about, he was better conditioned at the fucking Romania. No, he wasn't. He wasn't better conditioned at the Romania Pro show. It's right here, guys. I'm not blind. You guys have fucking eyes, I have eyes. I think Ron Harris needs to get some fucking glasses to get his prescription fixed, because he's blind as fuck to say that Andrew was in better condition. He's not. So I'm going to fucking call people out and get irate like this when people come in my comments and say, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yes, I do. Because I look at the fucking evidence. You guys can just pretend that you know what you're looking at because you saw the Romania show and you thought, oh, he looked better, so he was in better condition. No, he's not. Right there. Look at night and day. Sorry. So I'm going to defend myself on this shit. Andrew was better shape at the Olympia, condition-wise. And in my opinion, he's a little less full, but this version would beat the Romania Pro version. I'm going completely against what everyone else is saying, even what Phil is saying. I think this version is just a more elite of an athlete, because he's bringing that fucking superior conditioning, which is what got Andrew into third place at the Mr. Olympia. That's all I'm saying. It's going to differ from other people's opinions, but this sharp, crisp detail that Andrew is bringing here is what impressed me and what impressed, obviously, the judges, because they put him in third. Respectively, he could have beat Hadi and Derek. Phil, you had him beating these guys too. I did. It should have happened, but it didn't. Maybe next year. But anyways, I just wanted to come on here because I got a lot of heat for saying that. And I understand Kamal, his training, and I've nothing against Andrew. I'm on this channel, and this channel only, Phil Clayhar, myself, Kamal, we were hyping the fuck out of Andrew going into Olympia when you know what? No other fucking channel was. No, people had Andrew in like 7th and 8th fucking place going into the Olympia. But I took the time and we highlighted Andrew and gave him his props. And then I make one fucking video and now, oh man, you hate Andrew. No, I don't. I'm just commenting on his conditioning. And that's why I fucking hate this snowflake attitude of people that you say something and they get all fucking crybaby pissy about it. Like, really? I pointed out a fact. I'm not lying about his condition. So that's my rant. I just needed to fucking say that, get it off my chest, because it's clear as day that he's in better shape at the Olympia than he was. And you just said that too, Phil. He's like, yeah, he's better conditioned. But the overall look,
his
Phil,
Olympic condition was better. I'm not gonna.
Look at the abs. 100%. Guys, come on. I'm not fucking blind. Look at that.
But you gotta look at how the judges judge. I mean,
yeah.
Now now look at when Samson won the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
Burst in full. Wasn't the top condition? Yes, he probably, but is that to compete with Derek and Hadi Chupon, especially from the back? If you flip that picture around and just subtract the crazy conditioning, but you look at the back double bicep with the fullness and the size. Now we're thinking Olympia. So I'm not in Chris Aceto's head, but I'm trying to do my best because I do coach. And if my client is battling guys, let's say in the physique category or whatever, and these guys are round and 3D looking and big, I can't bring him in super, super shredded because he's going to stack up smaller against these bigger, wider physique competitors or even bodybuilders, right? So he may not be he was peeled in the Olympia. But if I were to take the pictures now and say, this is just me saying, this Andrew, just a smidgen, not as shredded, but just a smidgen tighter than this with that fullness and size and that 3D look, I think it would have been a closer call in the Olympia competition, because remember, the Olympia is about big, full, round. Then in their minds is conditioning falls in play, because we saw a lot of shows. Some athlete will come in, the guy that takes second is razor shredded, but then he loses the rest because they say this is bodybuilding. So once again, I'm seeing what, Chris, Kamal's training is doing, what their philosophy is. I truly believe. Now, remember, this is what you got to look at it too. You can't try to peak and then peak and then go into the biggest show in March and expect to really peak. It ain't going to work. So my thing is, coming into this show, you have to pull back a little, but he still looked great enough for that show, right? So when people are saying this is the best he ever looked, I don't think necessarily anybody saying this is the best conditioning, then I have to strongly
say Ron Harris,
you're wrong.
Get your class check, bro.
If you're saying this is the best Andrew that we've seen with the fullness and the size, even his posing was much better. You get what I'm saying? So I can say yes to that.
Well, look at this. Look at the side chest. You were talking about the side poses, Phil, too.
He's turning.
He's turning.
And that there is beautiful. And and when he does his lat spread, before he wasn't opening that back. He's really pulling those elbows back. And I text Kamal and I said, it's freaking beautiful. He's finally opening up his freaking back. So I think it's just baby steps, man. I truly believe that Arnold is going to be, I think everybody's going to see what they need to see. I just don't think he needed to come in as peeled as the Olympia for this show. Because like I say, look at the size difference. So I think they're experimenting with some things here, which makes sense to me. now I can put in my mind the illusion of what now is going to come into the Arnold. If he could pull this off, that size, fullness, and shape, and come in with that conditioning, if not close, it's going to be a Arnold that he could win and not lose.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
You're just blunt, and that's you, and it's all good.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes people read into it because you were saying, more and more, and pushing the drug removal. And I think Kamal just
took
read into it as he's not necessarily pushing the drugs, but I know what you're saying.
Yes,
the
he's continuing on.
The harsher drugs have to continue to go on to move into the other show. So I understood what you were trying to say, but sometimes when you display
the way I say it,
people are not. I mean, they're looking at the negative more than the positive. What you're saying.
Thank you, and that's all it is. What I meant was he's not having to up the doses or something for the show that's coming up in the Romania. No, it was just like he had to obviously stay on a cycle and continue to take the drugs and more. I'd say more drugs, more continuing on. So that's what I mean. He can continue to do the cardio, push your body. That's what I mean. So I don't mean so I understand how Kamal could misread that, and I respectfully made a nice comment. I said, no, I understand, and I was really nice about it, and I don't think Kamal means any ill will towards it. He's been on the show, he's been great and everything, so hopefully we can get that continued and just kind of squash this. And there's no hate from me towards Andrew or anything like that, man. I've been advocating, you've been pushing him on this show, so I love Andrew. I'm pushing him for him to win the Arnold and to win the Olympia next year. That's how much of a fan I am of Andrew Jacks. So there's no ill will to me. I just have high expectations for Andrew, and that's why I'm the way I am. If I didn't give a fuck about him, I wouldn't care if he does the Romania and then has to peak again for the Arnold again. I would be like, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint where he did what he needed to do at the Olympia. He got in the condition, shut it down, and just go do the Arnold and really peak for that and save your receptors and refresh the body. Don't diet for another almost 5 weeks and then do the Romania, and there was no one in it. So I was just like, okay, well, what is he doing? I was just questioning. And people get mad at me for questioning. I'm just asking questions why did he do the show? What was the strategy behind it? And there was no real explanation from Aceto or anyone why he was particularly doing the show, aside from him saying, well, I think he just wants to go see his fans. But I'm like, okay, but it's not easy to just go do a show, especially if you're an engineer and you have a busy schedule and it's stressful for you to do that and take time. So it's just that's my job, is to question. I'm in the news. That's what I'm doing. So people can't understand that. Then I'm sorry if I offend you.
Did you see I don't know if you saw it. I mentioned Patio last week. Did you see the short? Well, it wasn't short. The clip that Antonio made, the video. I don't know if he took it down.
Tonio. Oh,
yeah, because he got really upset because when you said athletes, they're getting their feelings hurt, or why they're acting like such pussies.
Oh,
I think he even responded to you, and you necessarily wasn't calling that, but because he answered you made a comment.
Yes,
but
yes.
He made a video that I saw. I don't know why I ran into it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
She was trying to search it down. I don't know if it got taken down, but I mean, he went on a complete rant. And it's crazy because it's crazy because we're talking about immaturity and we're talking about young. I mean, he even took it to the point where he said, you all know my past. I guess he was into some thugonomic stuff back in his past. I don't know his past, but I'm not. It's not dead. It's just asleep. And some of his comments he was throwing out, and then he said, basically this was towards you.
Okay.
That we could just meet up. And I'm like, bro, you want to actually fight because a comment, somebody is voicing their opinion, and you heard the word pussy, and you think it's toward you. And he went on this whole complete rant, and I'm the only one that saw it because I tried to have Patty pull it up, and it's gone. So I don't know if he took it down or was told to take it down. But I'm sitting here and I'm watching him. He's in his car doing this. Car.
I did not see this. And I wish I would have screen recorded it.
And I mean, of course, he mentioned me in there because, I mentioned to him, because he was talking about me on another channel, my name and everything, but he didn't tag me.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't give two craps if you tag me or not. But if you're going to talk about me, tag me so I can see it. So he wasn't using no names in the video, but he was like, y'all know who I'm talking about or whatever the case may be. But I sit back and here's my thing.
Yeah.
Listen, if you hear the word pussy or you're soft and you take offense to that when it's not completely directed at you,
Yeah.
then that's on you. If you're going to take offense to that as an athlete, when something is in general just saying that when something is spoke about, athletes are so soft now, and you all on testosterone and grown ass men, your feelings are getting hurt, and you guys are acting like PUSSYs, you're not directing it towards certain people. You're it's a figure of speech. But then
Yes.
if you take it as if it's going towards you, then what you're saying is true. You know what I'm saying? But to make a video in your car because he's definitely upset and really angry because he's rubbing his head and taking his face.
Wow.
And I said to myself, let me tell you something. I'm 51 years old. Antonio is old enough to be my son. He really is. And to tell somebody, let's meet up. I mean, we're in high school. Let's meet up. Now these days, you tell people to meet up because somebody did meet somebody up before when they asked that. And they ran into, I hate to say it, a couple shots and the game's over. I don't think anybody should be saying, let's meet up or anything. Listen, on these podcasts, if we voice our opinion or make a comment going towards some of the things that athletes is acting upset about for no reason, and you feel as though it's directed towards you, then, oh, well, so I guess you are a PUSSY and you are soft. Because if somebody is speaking and I know that don't pertain to me, I'm not answering it. I'm not going on the thing and type, so what are you trying to say? Or are you including? I'm not going to do that. And that's the difference between a boy and a grown man. Yeah. So sometimes these young men that's in the professional bodybuilding world with all the weights you're lifting, okay, and you're so strong, then things shouldn't really hurt your feelings like you're 13 and 14 years old. And just remember this. Be careful who you're calling out, because at the end of the day, you're only about 5'5", 5'4", or whatever you are. I don't care how your past was or how gangster anyone thinks they used to be, because I'm 51 years old. I know all about gangster. I was raised in probably the toughest life in the toughest areas in the world. But I'm never going to say, oh, that person's sleep. I would never want to rekindle who I used to be, even though I was never a criminal. But I do have a bad side. That's not something I want to rekindle. So at the end of the day, to all the professional bodybuilders, IFBB Pro League, any other, if something is being said and you hear it, don't take it that it's got to be about you. It don't always got to be about you. It's just we're voicing our opinions, and that's all it is. Pertaining on things that we see and how you act when you hear things about yourself. I accept criticism. I had it all when I was coming up through the IFBB Pro League.
You get it from Bob. You get dried out beef jerky. You get all.
Yeah, I don't get mad and come on here and want to battle people or delete people or get upset. I have people still on my Instagram that never said great things, but I don't delete them because of that. Because here's this: you delete, but yet you still end up following this show somehow, some way. Yeah. But you're deleting and blocking, so it makes no sense.
Your camera fell a little bit there, Phil. With regards to Tonio, so I made that video about people being soft snowflake attitude now in bodybuilding, where the fans and even some of the pros are getting really sensitive when we are critiquing their physiques. And Tonio came in before in some of my posts and commented saying, "Oh, Matt, you're so negative and this and that." And that's what I said. That part of the video is what I was referring to with regards to Tonio, not the pussy part. I don't. Why would he be a pussy? I was talking about him calling me out for being negative, and I made that video and I said, for the pro bodybuilders that are saying that I'm negative, you guys can fuck off too. Because come on, I'm just critiquing your physique, just like Giles does, just like Ron does, just like Phil does. We're just critiquing your physique, right? Are we negative because we don't think you were in good enough condition? If that's what is going to classify as being negative, then oh my God, we're lost in the sport. If that's what it's going to be. If you're that weak of an individual to think, oh, this person said I didn't have the greatest condition, he's so negative. People say, well, Matt, it's the way you speak, it's the way you bring it for. I'm in YouTube, I'm in entertainment, it's YouTube, it's news, this is how I talk. It's how I relate the news to people. I'm not just going to be this boring kind of, his condition could be better, and maybe next time he'll be better at the next show. Let's be monotone like that, and hopefully, Tonio, you come back next time and you come to Olympia and you do better. I'd have like 0 subscribers because I'm boring. I'm trying to keep people's attention. I'm talking about passionately how I feel about someone and how they look. That's it, right? And so get over it. If you can't handle the way I speak about analyzing people's physiques, I'm sorry. If it's too much for you, don't watch the fucking show. I don't really fucking care. But when you guys have to come in my comments and I have to see it every fucking day, that's part of the business. And it is what it is. I don't necessarily care, but I'm just trying to say, toughen up, guys. Toughen up. Okay, we're all on this testosterone, we all this muscle, and we're so weak. We can't handle someone talking about our conditioning, or if they need to, your waist is too big or whatever. Like, really, you're gonna come in and say I'm being negative? Like, I don't get it. What about all the positive shit I do? Why don't you talk about that? What about the avocation for the athletes that I do? Right? All the shit back there, all the shows I've done and promotions I've done in the sport. What about that? You forget about that shit? Oh, that's right. You want to focus on what you think is negative. Well, I'm going to continue to articulate it because I can and point out the bullshit. So, well said by Phil with regards to Tonio. He's right. You don't want to be calling people out. And I'm surprised no one sent me that video. I didn't see it. You know, I would have been all over that video and reposted it.
I was trying to find it, man.
Damn, bro. When you see that, send it quick to me.
I was too busy. It was entertaining. It was like 10 or 15 minutes long. It was entertaining.
Really? Oh my god.
Yeah, it was long, man.
Holy. Okay. Damn. I missed that one. Maybe if anyone knows a clip or they saved it, send it. Obviously, he took it down because he probably made a fool of himself. So he took it down. When you do that, means someone say, "Hey, take that down," or he felt like an idiot and took it down himself. What else here? Let's. We didn't talk about the Joan guy. I'll get a little bit about it. Oh yeah. I want to talk about his physique here a little bit here before we get it. Where would it be? 37 minutes. Okay, we got time. Got some other topics we want to go in here, but let's talk about the Joan. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly. I feel like I'm not, but
it's Joan. I can't pronounce his last name though.
It's just, I don't know. Okay, let's share my screen here. Let's get your take on how he looks. Up and coming. He's definitely a rising star in the sport of pro bodybuilding. Joan Pradels. Joan. Now, I noticed something with the quad. This, I guess that's his right quad, looks bigger than his left, but the upper, it's very smooth up here and distorted. And then there's like a piece of muscle that's detached from the lower teardrop. So I don't know if that's a genetic. What do you think that is? Is that a genetic thing that's a structural, like kind of like cbum has those weird kind of shaped quads where it's like all weird kind of gnarly looking quads. But I just noticed that, and I just noticed, like, is he injecting stuff up there? Is he pumping it in, and is just kind of making it full around?
I don't know if necessarily it's a camera angle, but it does look a little inflamed. But I'm not sure if it's a small tilt in his hips, that why we're seeing more of that thigh than the other one.
Yeah.
But if it isn't, because I'm still trying to look at because it looks like that one's just closer to the camera compared to the other leg, but it does look a tad bigger. Which at the end of the day, if everybody really analyzed their body, one side is always going to be slightly bigger than the other. There's no perfect shaped body. Just like when you try on shoes, you have to try 2 of them on because one feet is slightly bigger than the other. So that's why they always have you try on both shoes when you go try shoes on. So it just looks a little inflamed. I mean, a lot of people, listen, at the end of the day, when, the injections, it's a lot of injections depending on dosage. So you got to find somewhere to put things, but I'm not going to speculate. It's just me just saying it just looks a little inflamed, but once again, it just could be an angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But even I see what you're saying with that teardrop, that I do see.
Yeah. It's unique. I don't know if it's just a genetic structure thing with his muscle. It could be, but
but he's a great bodybuilder.
Oh,
I think he will get his Olympia qualification. There is 2 more shows left.
To Spain.
The big man. And then, and what makes more sense for him to do the big man, because I think that's already in Europe. You don't have to travel.
Yeah.
And I think that's a clean win for him. I mean, the kid's incredible. He could be a little tighter in the back area and slightly a little bit more. It's like he looks really nice from the front, but then in the back doesn't match the front.
Yeah. Two different.
But he's got great potential. I truly believe he's going to do that big man. There's 2 more shows. I truly believe he's going to get qualified for the 2026 Olympia.
Yeah, and that would be great because then he could take a lot of time off and put some size on his back and his hamstrings, and his front is crazy. Like he's matching up pretty damn good with Andrew, even in this most muscular. Like the width of his delts, and Andrew's one of the wide. He is the widest guy out there right now.
But muscle pound for pound, he's stuck with Andrew muscle wise. He definitely stuck with him a bit.
Yeah, and he's what 25 or some shit. He's in his 20s.
Oh, he's young. Yeah, he's in his 20s. He's young.
So definitely a rising star. I'm a fan of his physique. Tiny waist, does the vacuum. Conditioning from the front is really good. The back just needs to improve slightly and improve the thickness and density in his back. Got a great side chest.
Yeah.
Build up his hammies. And, sky's the limit for this guy. This kid. He's a kid standing next to 40-year-old Andrew Jack right there. 20 plus years older than him, which is crazy. So good on Joan. I fucking can't say the damn name. JP.
Right, JP. Yeah, call him that. There you go. That's his nickname, JP.
It's a new nickname, JP. Make it easy for everybody. All right. So that was JP. And so Derek Lunsford. Let's go over to this one. Is he or is he not doing the damn Arnold Classic? So let me share my tab here. Good old Fozzie Fitness got this clip here. Let's play.
Well, that man had a very interesting answer.
Will we be seeing you sometime soon in 2026 on stage?
Oh, who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows, man?
And him confirm.
Just fuck this. See, this is what pisses me off. Okay, just tell us you're doing the show or not. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll do it. I mean, like what? Come on. That's why people don't like Derek's personality, because he's just like, just tell us you're doing the show. What's so hard about it?
Yeah, he listen. They have to do that though. Yeah, this is not the first time we've heard this from one of the elite pros. But even if he says, "Yeah, you'll see me. You're going to see me," but that don't mean you're going to see him compete in the show. He can say, "Yeah, you're going to see me. You're definitely going to see me," but that don't mean he's going to be on stage officially competing. I'm telling you, he's guest posing at the Arnold. I think it's going to be some type of surprise thing, because I'm looking at him now. No, it don't look like he's in any. It looks like he's fully on off season.
Good point.
But you have to keep. You got to play those little head games. They do that, which you're right. Yes, I will be guest posing at the Arnold. I did explain at the Olympia that right now it's family time. My wife is expecting. I'm not going to. I respect him more if that's what I hear.
Yeah.
That I am going to guest pose, and no, I'm not going to compete this year. That I respect more. But to play the who know thing, trying to get people intrigued, or possibly if he could sell that, could probably sell tickets for people to think. But don't do that, because I think that's just mind games.
That's what's getting me a little riled out there. It's like just say you're going to do it, or say I'm going to be there guest posing, and I'll be a part of the show and the event and taking part. The Arnold, great. You should be doing that. You're Mr. Olympia champ right now. You're representing. But don't play games and try and troll people and say you're maybe we'll see, I'm going to be there. Okay, hey Derek, where it's 2025. It's not the 1980s where you can do this shit and get away with it. We can kind of figure out what you're doing. So just be honest and transparent. That's what people want nowadays. They don't want the bullshit, the trickery. So I don't think he's doing the Arnold. I think, as Phil pointed out, his face he doesn't look like he's prepping for the Arnold. So, and I think do you think it's a good move for him to skip $750,000 paycheck when the judges really seem to like his physique? He's winning all the shows, keep the momentum going, go to the Arnold, get that 750. And at the end of the day too, isn't that his job? Isn't it his job to continue just to compete in these big shows and get that money? Would if you're a football player and you play weekly, you don't say, well, I'm going to take a year off, come back next time and take a little break. No, you're fucking this. That's all you do. That's why you get paid this much money to play and to compete. So you got these guys now that we're finally getting these big paydays at these shows. And then it's like, skip it. Yeah. Finally, we get paid. Finally, they increase the prize money after all these years. And now the mentality is like, I'm taking a break. Yeah. I mean, like, dude, this is the time. You're in your 33 or whatever his age is. You're young. Take 4 months off and come back. Not even 4 months. Just take a little break and then get ready for the Arnold and get that $750,000 and then go to the UK 2 weeks later. Keep your diet and go win the UK and get another. You get $1 million back to back in 3 weeks. But you're going to take a break at this age? So I don't get it. When you're already winning, I can see if you're trying to get better, improve, and you want to take a year off like Heath did when he missed the Olympia to get better. Okay. And it worked because he actually won. Unlike some people who take time off, Tony O'Burden, they didn't improve. But anyways, that strategy didn't work for some. It works for some and not for others. So that's just like, to me, you're already winning. The judges like your physique. Keep that momentum. What's your thoughts on him not doing the Arnold? Because I don't think he's doing the Arnold. Should he do it in your opinion? If you were coaching,
My opinion,
yeah.
No, I honestly, like I was telling you last time we had this conversation, it's like, yeah, the money is good, but if you add up all the money you already won this year, the risk for him is not worth the reward. I mean, the money sounds good, but you risk, once again, we saw my boy Samson do it,
so that's
and we
where you're
saw
going
what
with it.
happened.
Okay. You're not talking health.
You know what I mean? Because once you do that, chances are your stock drops fast. Right now, his stock is so high, and his mind is, what do I need to prove now? I'm freaking triple crown. I just won something that nobody has not won. I've also did something that nobody's done. Won a 212 Olympia, then come and win the Open Olympia. So there's so much things in his favor that he bounced back from the loss from the year prior.
Yeah.
To risk that now because of the 7, yes, the money is great, but is it worth? I don't believe it is. And I think that regardless, he's not a stupid man. He's smart. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
let's sell the make-believe that we never know. But I just truly know if it's a business, and if he's in a business mind, it's not worth a possibility, not saying he would, but a possibility that we get a crazy Andrew Jack, a crazy Martin, and it's not worth the risk. That's just my opinion. The money is great, but he already stacked up on crap loads of money for this year. He could kick back and relax a little bit. Now, by doing that, now I'm not saying he possibly shouldn't do a show later on in the year, right before the Olympia, but he won't. Because the thing is, sometimes when you take off a full year, now you're expecting to make sure you nail that shit.
That's the pressure.
Olympia and repeat. Now remember, when he lost last time, he didn't compete that year. He was successful this year because he did do a couple shows.
Yeah,
that's something that he might want to think about.
Hey, follow that. He did the Arnold. You're right. Good point. He did the Arnold. Then he did the Pittsburgh. He wouldn't even have to do the Pittsburgh. Just he could skip it. And it seems to get better, and he figures it out. So, yeah, man, that's why it's like time. You got a short lifespan in bodybuilding in a sense, especially if you're really pushing hard, and from a young age, let's say, and you could break your leg, you could get in a car accident, and then you skipped out on the Arnold, and it's like you have these opportunities to take them. And to just skip it because you might not win, okay, and then it's going to take your momentum down. Well, if it takes your momentum down, then disprove the momentum and go win the next show. Get better, right? That's what it's about. But at least you're getting a paycheck. If he comes in second, he's going to get $250, I think it is. Still a good fucking $250,000, good payday, right? I think it's that. And and continue on if you got second or third at the Arnold. But that's just how I look at it. I'd be fucking excited to try and win $750,000. I have a baby, I have a gym, I got expenses. I want to keep piling up that money. Once in a lifetime opportunity to do that, and then go to the Arnold UK 2 weeks later, get another 250. So yeah, that's how if I was his coach, I'd be, you are going to do this show. You are going to win the Arnold. I don't care. You're doing the show. Regardless of the baby. It's 4 months. You're going to have plenty of time with the baby. I know you're going to be training, but you all you do is go from your house to the gym and back, and the baby's at home. So you're gonna see the baby when you get home. I get it, it's tough because you're dieting and you're fucking grumpy and shit, and you have to be around a baby, but still, you can do it, right? So it's not the end, or it's not, you're not going to war here or something. You're just going home to your baby. So make it work. So, anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on that. I think Derek should do it. Some people in the comments or in the chat are saying he is going to do it, but we'll see. Maybe he is just trolling.
Believe it when we see it.
We'll believe it when we see it. So before we wrap here, Phil, let's get an update on because Phil is really doing the hard work behind the scenes, speaking to these athletes that competed at the Masters Olympia and getting updates from everybody. So we appreciate Phil Clayhart for doing that. So give us any news that you have here on the Masters Olympia.
It's a little frustrating because it looks like a lot of the U.S. Athletes are getting paid.
Yeah.
But the ones that's outside of the U.S. that already sent information 3, 4, 5 times and was promised it was going to get wired, now that they're being told it's going to be a check mail. And just talking to them, and I really understand their frustration. And sometimes I sit back, and especially some of the women, because I know they didn't make a lot of money. I really wish I was in a position to where I could just send $1,000 or $2,000 to certain individuals that I know is like desperate need for money. Like talking to some of these individuals that's overseas, I'm just asking, like, this is not even, it's nothing I need to, because Jake Woods already said what he's going to do. Now it's the people in the office that's processing this. Like, Jake is not physically watching them process everything. No. He's a busy man. He knows what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But please, whoever is processing the checks or the wires, and now it looks like it's not going to be wires, it's just going to be checks. To mail a check internationally, it's going to take a while. You know what I mean? A wire is much faster, depending, $25 or something like that to wire money. Some of these men and women, like talking to them, is just really rubbed the wrong way for the fact that they all said they've never, ever, even with being in other leagues, have never waited like this to get paid. And I don't want to stop talking about it just because I got paid, because that's not why I really originally started this thing. It was for everybody to get paid. So I'm pleading, I'm asking. I know that the IFBB may not like me much because the things that I bring forth that they don't like, which is fine. You don't have to like me. You know what I mean? Just like I don't like them, but I do respect them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just make sure these athletes get taken care of. I mean, some of them now come on now. Now we're clearly over 3 months now, and they need the money. They really need the money. And what I'm told is it's just the money to take care of traveling to Japan. They say is really the reason why they want it. They're not going to be able to use it for anything else but to take care of the credit card payments and for the trip. So in the heart of hearts, at the end of the day, we just got to realize that everybody don't have it like that. Some people do work full-time jobs, but at the end of the day, they showed up in Japan. They showed up. They did what they were supposed to do, hoping and praying and wishing they would be put in a position to make money, which a lot of them have. And I just don't want it to just look after the United States athletes and not so much the international athletes. Why? Because of what reason? It's harder to sue internationally. I don't want to use that word, but just take care of them. Because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to these stories, and I'm still going to continue to be there by them and continue to tell them they have to also push the issue. I can speak on your behalf, but at the end of the day, you guys all have to stand up for yourselves because this is your money. And I believe that if you voice and open your mouth and speak, it respectfully, not disrespectfully, but it's rightfully yours, and you should be able to get what's rightfully yours. So I'm just asking whoever is taking care of the wires or the checks that works for Jake Woods in the office, please, please, please get these people paid. They're in dire straits. Some of them are waiting so patiently and not saying nothing, which I don't agree upon, but to each his own. But please, 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 if there's any moral thing about you guys, I respect the fact Jake sticked up. I respect it. I told him thank you. But as people that's doing everything, we just want everybody be taken care of so we could just move on from this. And, I'm just going to continue to speak on their behalf and continue each and every week until everybody gets paid. I'm going to continue to ask and ask and ask and plead, please take care of the athletes that are not paid. And it's most likely the ones that's all international.
Yeah. It's been 90 days plus now, 3 months. And a lot of these athletes, I don't know how many, but again, we're probably just thinking the international folk that aren't paid yet. And then were you saying like some people were asked to give their wire details, and now are they asking they're saying they're going to mail a
Now
check
they're
instead?
saying they're going to send the checks. And that's the confusing part, because like you got 3 emails, some 4, that was asked for their wire transfer 3 to 4 times. And then after they did that, the individuals will now email again and, all right, we're just going to mail it to you. So do you understand? It's like frustrating, because are you going to send it or not going to send it? Like, why do I have to continue to send you the same information over and over and over again? I only sent it once. That's it.
Yeah. Just like having to send wire transfer information 3 times. Like, what is the person doing on the admin side who's receiving this information? Like, yeah, can you send me your wire transfer information 3rd time? Oh, never mind. Actually, we're going to mail it to you now. Like,
And
where's
Matt, it's like, this is how I feel. I'm not saying this is what it is, because I don't need Bob or somebody talking at their butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Take care of Phil so you can just shut him up. Like, just pay him so he can just shut up. And that's how I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? And thank you, but no, thank you. It wasn't about me just getting paid to shut up, because then that makes me a hypocrite. That if I sit here and say I'm fighting for the athletes, but yet I get paid and no longer wants to talk about it, I'm basically doing the same thing the IPB Pro League is doing to everybody else in a different way, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to shut up about it. I am appreciative and I thank you, but I just want everyone to be taken care of, not just the people that's here in the States, but everybody that came up out of their pockets, borrowed, steal, did what they had to do to make it to that beautiful country of Japan. Because trust me, Jake is going to get his money back from Soji. I know that for a fact. There's no way they're going to spend this money and not get their money back from this man some way, somehow. I really wish they can cut ties from him, but he's so powerful in Japan with the NPC shows. He's the only one. It's not going to happen, and that's fine. That's their problem to deal with. But please, 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 I'm asking from the bottom of my heart, please make sure all these athletes get taken care of within the next week. It shouldn't be 2. It should be within this week. So I hope it happens, but they will let me know, because everyone says as soon as they get it, Phil will let you know, and some did get it, but it's more United States than anything.
Yeah, just go the extra mile. These athletes have been waiting this long. Give them good service. Whoever's doing the admin in the back end of the pro league, or that's dealing with issuing these payments, or Olympia Productions, whatever, just be like, hey guys, we have your file. We're working on it. We're going to send you a confirmation once we send the wire transfer, just so you know, we'll notify you. We're not just going to send it and hope you fucking remember or not remember. We're going to really be on top of this. That's all it takes. It's just 50 athletes. It's not that many people, right? Just get them paid, give them some good service, because they could be asking for interest, right? But at least if you're not going to pay them any interest on the money, at least give them good service. Keep them up to speed on what's going on with this, instead of just kind of pushing this shit around like this and flipping back and forth between wire transfer and sending checks or whatever. So, all right. Well, again, you're going to get it here. Phil's always going to keep us up to date. And like Phil said, we're not going to stop until everybody is paid. We're going to keep talking about it. And once everyone is paid, then we're going to make a final announcement and say, thank you. Now everyone is paid. We can move on from this. And hopefully this never happens again.
And you look at this too, Matt, real quick. Yeah. They expected they're expecting to do another Master Olympia, and it's going to be in the States. I don't think a lot of people know this, but it is going to be in the States. So if they really want Master competitors, even the ones that qualified doing these shows for to compete in the Masters, you don't want to have any ill will of people not want to compete in the Masters just because of what's going on now with this Masters. So sometimes on the business, since we want to always talk about business, look at the business aspect. We don't want to now uphold another Master Olympia and have no turnout, because now they're scared if they're going to get paid or not, or what everybody says, nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Master competitors. Nobody's watching. There's just old men that's just getting in shape. All this nonsense and negativity. So to those that has qualified and worked your ass off to get into these shows, I applaud you, because bodybuilding is bodybuilding. A professional athlete, masters or an open athlete, is still a great athlete. And we want to make sure that if you make these avenues for people to compete in the masters or compete in the open or fit model, whatever things you're setting up to make it possible for everyone to have an opportunity, then just make sure they're taken care of when they do these shows and put their hard work in. Let these athletes know that they are special and they are worth the IFBB Pro League's time and energy to show that they are the ones that's making this sport happen. All of us, masters, open, women bodybuilding, every last one of us. So treat us as such. That's all we're asking.
Yeah. Just respect for the masters who have been in the game from the beginning, long time supporting the Pro League and these competitions, and then this is how they get treated. It's not a good look. And then you're going to ruin the reputation for the masters. People are going to want to compete in it, and it's just going to get fade down, and the interest is not going to be there anymore for it. And I don't know how the next Masters is going to be, unless it's a really well-known promoter that's reliable and it's going to pay, and then probably it'll be okay, but we'll see. Who knows? We'll leave it there. But this is the thing too, like this channel gets a lot of hate because they think I'm negative or whatever, but then we're advocating, trying to do good things for people and advocate for the athletes. And I just wish people would see that side of things too, but I guess they're focused.
If you don't fall into the narrative of what everybody else wants you to say, then you're always going to be negative, and that's just how it is. It's in society in general. It's in politics. If we go against, these leaders, then all of a sudden there's ways they're trying to cast you out or make up lies or say things or whatever they can do. Remember, we all have a different opinion, and we all have the right to voice that. Now, granted, yes, we should do our best to voice it as respectful as possible, but also if it's that person that's known of keeping it real and being themselves. Now, let's see Matt now. Let's say he's gotten this far being himself and being outspoken, and I don't see anything wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
We may not agree with everything, but I don't see anything wrong with that. Yeah. And all of a sudden he flips the script and becomes like a little pansy. Well, guy, bodybuilding is doing better. Yeah. And, these athletes are really, really trying. Nobody wants to hear that. It sounds depressing. It makes me wanna go take some Vicodins or something. So, at the end of it, let's not look at everything as a thing of negative. Just look at sometimes the light is being shined, in our opinion, on some things. And if you don't like the opinion, just say, hey, listen, I don't agree. I think it's this way. But don't say, oh, here we go again. Negative. So negative. You should be canceled. You should be this and you should be that. Or praising other people. Oh, Ron, it's great that you left because this guy is this and that. And at the end of the day, that's not what this podcast is about. It's genuine, speaking our truth and our opinion. Yeah. And every podcast has their own opinion and truth. They all do, and I respect every last one of them. So if we cannot speak what we feel and how we feel without being, come at about it or want to fight, want to meet up, let's meet up for conversation on podcast. Now we want to meet up and fight. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, come on, guys. So at the end of the day, man, we're all in this business to promote the sport. You guys may think that Matt isn't promoting. He is promoting. He's doing a damn good job. I see his work ethic even outside of the Monday night thing, and he's doing his thing, and he's on these podcasts and making these clips. The man is working. So don't hate on his game. You know what I mean? I tell people, listen, if you don't like someone, then don't watch them. But what I don't like is the fact that you are watching even when you delete it and you still watch it and you're still jumping in the man's DMs talking crap, but yet you don't like him. So it's one of the two. Either you don't like him or you like him or you're in between. But you need to make up your mind and fall in line. That's all.
That's all. Well said, and appreciate that, Phil. And that's it. That's all it is. And we'll keep doing what we do. I don't know how long we've been doing the show now together. I think it's been over like a year.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So
And I'm on here and I enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I enjoy doing it. I like the fact that we have a difference of opinion. Somebody was on here when saying that, oh, no, if we're not on board with what Phil and Ron says, then they come at me. That's not true. We've had a lot of people come on here that disagree. Even Chris Cormier, when we're on here and I was joking, and Chris was like, come on, Jamaican Tank. Really? Yeah. So, but that's what makes this fun.
Yes.
You can't have everybody agreeing with each other because then that makes the challenge boring.
Exactly. And just today, me and you with the Andrew Jack thing, I think his
we didn't agree completely. We agreed to disagree.
I'm not mad at you for that. I mean, that's why I have you on the show, because you have your own opinion. I don't want you to be a yes man or be like, okay, everything I say is what you agree to. No, that's boring. So I like that we can have our little debates and go back and forth, and it's all in good fun. It's just bodybuilding. We're just commentating on it. And people think it's so serious, I guess, but it is what it is. I'm serious in my passion towards commentating bodybuilding and giving my opinion. And some people just don't like that, but it is what it is. And but I do appreciate everyone watching and all the support that I get and that Phil gets on the channel, the nice comments people are making about Phil and everything, and the experience and the knowledge that he's given. So it's a great show, and we'll continue to do it. I just want to update people on the poll that I said, should Martin Fitzwater be fined for attacking Giles? And 62% said yes, he should be fined by the Pro League for attacking Giles at a pro show. So I just find that kind of funny. But yeah, the majority agree that that's not cool what Martin did. So
I guess what? Our job is just to continue to push that, because they are listening. People can sit here and say they're too busy not listening, but someone that works with someone is always listening. Yes. So I think that will be a good idea. I think it would teach let these pros know that, listen, your conduct, the minute you come off that stage, because you're supposed to come off that stage to show these fans up close and personal, and surround yourself with them. You can't be now putting your hands on people's stuff because that's their personal belongings. So that's like touching them, honestly. We can't have that. Keep it professional. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your disagreements to yourself. Use that at another time on your personal level or your channel to let go of what you have to say. I do understand it was a tough show, a lot of testosterone and you're a little anger going on because you think you may lose, you might not lose. But at the end of the day, respect. Anyone that's working that show, respect them. Anyone that's in the show, respect them. Take it up on your time, not the IFBB Pro League's time, to sit here, disrespect, nor insult. So I hope Giles do get the apology. If not, Giles, I'm telling you, it was not right. And I apologize for him, even though I just don't believe he's going to do it. But at the end of the day, Giles, you are a bigger and a better person. You've been in the sport for a very long time. You're very educated, very knowledgeable when it comes to bodybuilding. And outside of bodybuilding, you're still a human being. I respect you as a man, and I respect you as such. So I will apologize for his misconduct if he does not, which I don't believe he will. And just take care of yourself. Don't get yourself riled up about this. You already got your little situation going on. We don't need to hear anything that's causing what happened to cause anything to you with your health. So just kick back and relax, my friend.
Yeah, don't get stressed on it because he's got the heart. He had this heart surgery, and that now it's he's saying that this has kind of triggered it again, and that attack from Martin. So it is what it is. Now, do you think, before we go, do you think Samson had anything? Because Giles was kind of like saying Samson was coming at him too, and I didn't really see Samson.
I didn't see that, but Samson looked bad. But I think that was pertaining to what Martin was saying to him. Samson was basically saying, what's going on? What's wrong? And then Martin walked away saying something to him. I don't know what he said to Samson, but Samson don't really know. There's two sides to a story. Samson just gave a look back and then walked away. But I don't think Samson, he's too much of a respectful person to even. Giles is just right there. You got these three bodybuilders. You got Martin, you got Samson, and the other visual. And Samson's huge. And then that happens. So now when that happens, of course, Giles is nervous. So now it feels like everything is coming down on him all at once. And I can understand that. You know what I mean? So we just need to do better and be better.
Yeah. And before we go, question for you, Phil. Training wise, where you at? You're staying lean? What is, you want to let us know anything, or you want to keep it on a wraps?
Honestly, I'm just right now. I'm training for fun. I'm training to maintain. I'm not lifting anything crazy. My philosophy is, if you already had it and you work so hard to get it,
Mhm.
Just maintain it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be guest posing for a high school event in March. I
Awesome.
think there's going to be a couple other pros there. So I just want to keep myself in decent shape. I
Yep.
just come in a little full and enjoy myself with the kids. I've did it before in the past and helped raise tons of money for this high school. So I like to give back. And this is what we need to be doing in
Mhm.
our communities, other than just worrying about ourselves. And, you know, go out in your communities, guys, do things. These high schools got young talent that's coming up in the game that you can educate respectfully,
Yep.
because, you know, I don't
Inspire them.
advocate with pushing anything, but inspire them, because there's some great out of this Bloomingdale High School here in Florida. They have remarkable talent. So I will always take the time out of my day every year to go, and me and Patty's going. I didn't guest pose last year. I gave the awards. This year we're keeping it tight. I'm going to guest pose there just to see their beautiful faces all light up when I come out there and pose. So
Awesome. Well,
and
hopefully
that will
Patty
be
gets.
recorded so you can see it.
That's what I just, I was there. See,
Yeah, I know what you're going to ask me.
hopefully Patty gets some video and we can post it. Okay, awesome. Okay, good. All right. Okay, well, we'll wrap it up there, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks again, Phil. See you
All
next
right,
week.
take it easy.
Peace, guys. See ya.